We are just over 24 hours away from the 2025 NFL Draft. Let's examine the Cowboys' possibilities in the first round and run a final 7-round mock. Dallas holds 10 picks in this draft, with the most impactful at numbers 12, 44, and 76. What happens at number 12 is a major question mark, especially amid all the swirling rumors around Jacksonville in particular. Personally, I believe that if the Cowboys stay realistic, Will Campbell will already be off the board. It's also certain that Carter and Hunter won't be available. If they can grab the next best player still on the board, the names that stand out are Ted Rowe or McMillan, though I'm not entirely sure either will still be there. Jacksonville at number 5, especially if they trade with Chicago, has been one of the biggest rumors in the last 24 hours, and they represent a real threat. I imagine the Raiders will end up taking an offensive lineman, but nothing's guaranteed. I have the sense the Jets will choose either an offensive tackle or a tight end, but that's also uncertain. For Carolina, I expect a defensive player. The Saints seem more likely to take a lineman than a receiver, though neither possibility can be ruled out. For me, Jacksonville at 5 really stands out, and part of me wonders if all this buzz is meant to convince the Bears to move up, allowing them to trade yet still land D-Mac. That scenario is out there. There are other targets at number 12, including, but not limited to, Matthew Golden, who seems a sensible pick. I also think Akabuka, given his connection to Junior Adams, is a valid option, as are Mike Williams and Shamar Stewart. The Cowboys have shown interest in these players, and the theory emerging in the last day is that Banks may not be available, so it might be wise to drop him from the list. I believe Will Johnson will still be around and could be an intriguing choice. Ashabuka, thanks to his ties with Junior Adams, stands out alongside Mike Williams and Shamar Stewart. Dallas's interest in these prospects fuels speculation that Banks won't be on the board, so perhaps he should be removed from consideration. Personally, I think Will Johnson will be available and could be a strong pick. Recently, new rumors about a knee injury have surfaced, something that hadn't come up until 2 days ago. So that raises a caution flag. I don't know how it will play out, but it seems his medical status is stable. I believe he would be a strong candidate at pick 12. Dallas also prefers to trade down. They've made it clear they'd like to drop a few spots. I think many teams in this draft are open to deals because once you eliminate positions of no need and players with medical red flags, the pool of first-round grade options narrows, or at least the gap between the 10th and 18th ranked players isn't significant. You could find yourself in a position where Team A already grabbed your guy. You wait for a call since they have Mel Williams, Josh Simmons, Booker, Golden, Yuka, all clustered closely together in the rankings. They've been transparent about wanting to move down, and I think that's the prevailing sentiment this year. If they do drop, names to consider at 17, 18, or even 20 include Walter Nolan, if still available. I'm also eyeing James Pierce, who could be a big second-round star. Jayad Campbell has some medical questions, and I hear they're high on Josh Simmons. There are options for Dallas this year, and I'm excited to see how it unfolds. We probably won't know how things truly shake out until right before pick 12. In the second round, many players deserve attention. This draft feels significant, almost special, as countless analysts will dissect it in detail tomorrow. Several of these athletes are projected as early round picks, including a quarterback from a prestigious school. He shined in 2024 and had an exceptional 2023 season before an injury set him back. He delivered several standout performances and was on track for round 1, though health concerns persist. It's unclear if he'll slide, but I suspect Dallas would rather use one of their visits on a medically questionable player at number 44, securing a first-round grade in round 2 as they often do. Among running backs, 2 prospects stand out on those visits. One likely gone before pick 44, the other still possible. Another running back prospect carries medical concerns and might be a third-round candidate similar to another promising house player. One athlete from a particular region could slip between rounds 2 and 3. Another shows great talent but has character flags to evaluate. He's still a strong round 2 candidate. Other players projected as second-rounders shouldn't be overlooked. Depending on who falls, these names form the group to watch in round 2. A fantasy sports platform discussion reminds us that daily fantasy contests turn sports insight into potential winnings. With millions of users, lineup flexibility, and season-long contests. They even offer instant bonuses. For example, deposit $5 and get $50 immediately, and game management tools. Before media chatter began focusing on one prospect, I'd already included him in this mock. He was one of the first 30 visits noted, and some spots remain unfilled. Although many names are known, I believe one in particular, Josh, won't be a fringe pick or go outside the first 50. I'm convinced of his exceptional potential. I grade him as a third-round pick with some fumble concerns to study. Still, he averaged over 100 rushing yards per game and totaled 183 carries, plus added receiving value. His dynamic, explosive play style fits what Dallas needs. There will be backs available in round 3, and if I had to guess, that's where Dallas will strike, though a round 2 back isn't impossible. I also like Damon Martinez, RJ Harvey, Cam Scatterbu, Dylan Sampson, and DJ Giddens, and in round 4, players such as Devin Neal, Jarks Hunter, Jaden Blue, Jordan James, and Bashad Smith. Which running back would you like to see drafted in any round? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's amp up the conversation on round 3 back prospects. This topic deserves our focus. I plan to create videos as picks come in. Elijah Roberts is someone I see in round 4 perhaps. Even earlier, being a local product. He's versatile inside and out. A productive tweener who can play edge or defensive tackle. Early in plays, he lines up at DE and then moves inside on pass downs. He could be a strong target. And in round 5, I find that pick appealing. Taking a corner again might make sense depending on the Gilmore situation. A nickel option could be useful. And he also played safety, showing strong production in college. I believe he can handle any secondary role, though I'd likely keep him at nickel given his tackling and the team's need there. Currently, we have Israel Muamu, and we might have to move Don Bland inside, which isn't ideal but doable. In round 6, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas also takes a defensive tackle in round 2. But if you're looking for a nose guard, rounds 5 or 6 should supply options. Cam Horsley from Boston College is a run-stopping DE. He won't rack up sacks or pressures, but that's acceptable. If my nose guard ends the season with 7 tackles for loss and 0 sacks, I'm happy. He's doing his job as a run stopper. Moving on, our next goal is reaching 212,500 subscribers. We'll also host a live stream for the 2025 NFL Draft, so stay tuned. In round 6 at pick 211, we have safety Craig Woodson from Cal. I think Dallas carries 4 safeties and won't use Mal Hooker or Donovan Wilson in the preseason. They don't plan to have Juan Thomas or Maris Bell on every play, so adding depth there is critical. Woodson, a Dallas native with strong production, is a name to watch if they want to keep 4 safeties and rotate heavily. Many combined participants, like Florida linebacker Shamar James, deserve mention. He's a developing linebacker who hasn't fully met the expectations of his recruiting class, but I think he can contribute on special teams, with a good linebackers coach enhancing his skill. That makes sense. One linebacker has never fully met the expectations I envisioned, but he could help on special teams. There's buzz around linebackers now with the coach's ability to develop them beyond their college tape. How confident are you in this team's draft strategy? Rated from 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and 10 the highest. I'd rather not circle back to Florida players, but I was trying to identify athletes matching the desired profile. And a reserve tackle prototype like Brandon Crenshaw Dixon fits the bill. I'm not sure Dallas has full confidence in its current reserve tackles. There's debate about whether BCD will go early, but I think he could last until the back half of round 3. Taking 2 nose guards is intriguing since they already have 1 on the roster. However, Justin Rogers didn't play. It's possible that 2 7th-round picks will compete for a roster spot. And what about Zeke Biggers? There are currently about 5 defensive tackle prospects. I think taking 2 in that group is sensible. Biggers' name is notable, 1.98 miss and 146 Canado. If they wish, they can give him some reps at Technique 5 as well. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a move that sent shockwaves through the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys have secured one of the game's premier defensive talents, linebacker TJ Watt, on a 4-year contract. The blockbuster deal, finalized late Tuesday night, reunites Watt with coordinators and a defensive scheme that promises to maximize his unparalleled blend of power, speed, and football IQ. Since entering the league in 2017 as a 30th overall pick, Watt has carved out a reputation as a relentless pass rusher, collecting 85 sacks over 7 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers and earning 3 consecutive Defensive Player of the Year awards from 2020 to 2022. His presence in the Cowboys' front seven is expected to elevate an already formidable unit, one that led the league in takeaways last season under defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. Dallas's acquisition of Watt speaks volumes about the franchise's commitment to a championship window that saw them narrowly miss out on a Super Bowl berth last year. Owner Jerry Jones, known for bold personnel decisions, called the signing a game changer, emphasizing that Watt's leadership and work ethic will set the standard in the locker room. Coach Mike McCarthy, who has struggled to contain opposing quarterbacks in key moments, hailed Watt as the kind of competitive force we need in the playoffs. For Watt, the move represents both a fresh start and a new challenge. He leaves behind the steel mill blue-collar ethos of Pittsburgh for the bright lights of Dallas, a city whose passion for football rivals any. In his introductory press conference, Watt spoke of embracing the culture and helping bring a championship back to America's team. His track record of durability, playing at least 14 games in each of his 7 seasons, gives Dallas confidence that their investment will pay dividends immediately. Analysts predict that pairing Watt with rising star Micah Parsons will create one of the most fearsome pass rush tandems in league history. Opposing offensive coordinators will now be forced into creative protections, knowing that Watt's devastating bull rush and explosive change of direction moves can dismantle any blocking scheme. The Cowboys front office, buoyed by this sensational signing, now turns its attention to bolstering the secondary and adding depth along the defensive line. As training camp approaches, all eyes will be on TJ Watt's first snaps in the iconic navy and silver. If his impact in Dallas mirrors his dominance in Pittsburgh, the Cowboys might finally have the missing piece that propels them to Super Bowl contention. And for a franchise starved of its 6th Lombardi trophy since 1995, the arrival of Watt could be precisely what turns America's team back into champions. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.